Real quick before we get into the review, just gotta thank the people over on Patreon, because without their support, a lot of this upgraded content you see on the channel would not be possible. And I gotta say, on top of being able to respond to you guys in the DMs, you know, one of the fun things about the Patreon is every 3 months we do an anime and manga haul, and there's a lot of good goodies in that one. You also get sneak peeks at videos that haven't made their way onto the channel yet. I'm still figuring out what to do for actual YouTube memberships, so leave a suggestion down in the comment section below. But with that being said, thank you so much for all of you guys' support, and now let's get into the review. Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another review for Boruto episode 211. And now that episode 211 is done and in the books, dude, do we got some stuff to talk about. First and foremost, like I told you guys last week, this was not an episode to skip. I know people see Cho-Cho in the actual episode and they say, my god, good sir, I can't believe it, we're back to filler. I can't believe we're gonna watch Cho-Cho judging an eating contest. That's not what happened in the actual episode. This episode, it was anime original transition. However, this episode also had manga content in it. So that's why I say over and over, this new director, if we would have had this director at the beginning of the actual Boruto series, I think a lot of the people that are whining and complaining about the anime that are still stuck in 2017, I think a lot of those people will be shut up at this point. But I digress though, that's a whole nother video for another day. But what I will say is that I love this idea that Kakashi Hatake was used as a way to briefly show you what Kashin KOJI could do, because we saw previously how Konohamaru had his moments where Konohamaru was dusting up with them and KOJI used the Rasengan, but it became very clear, like, Kashin KOJI was playing around with Konohamaru. However, against Kakashi, we know Kakashi is a whole different breed in this post-Boruto era. While he doesn't have the hacks of, say, like using the Kamui lightning cutter or the double Mangekyo Sharingan that he got from Obito, he doesn't have those hacks abilities. But when it comes to just his raw power, Kakashi is deceptively powerful, especially if you're somebody who's not up to date with the novels that are interconnected with this series. And our first glimpse at that was actually set in the light novel where Purple Lightning debuted. It was actually in that novel that we got our first glimpse at, oh snap, Kakashi, he might not have those hacks abilities that he had in the war arc, but Kakashi's gotten physically stronger. And he's also gotten an increased chakra pool. After they mix it up, Kakashi says, okay, he's more than skilled enough. I'm going to try Purple Lightning, a mid-range jutsu. I'm going to try Purple Lightning at point blank range to try and take this dude down. That is a jutsu Kakashi made specifically to replace the Raikiri. I love the fact that as they're dusting it up and Kakashi pulls out that Purple Lightning, Kashin KOJI immediately gets out the way. So right there, lets you know KOJI respects Kakashi's power level. But the other thing too is that Kashin KOJI, instead of dragging out that fight, says, okay, time to get out of here, which means that lets you know KOJI does not think, yo, I'm not going to be able to take out Kakashi in a battle that's going to end very quickly. This could drag out. Sometimes you got to know when it's better to actually cut bait and run. So I love that right there. That was something very much needed as a way for a teaser, because as you saw from the end of the episode, we're going to have Kashin KOJI going up against Jigen at 10% power. And you guys already know what Jigen at 100% power could do. The dude, especially in the manga version, Jigen was able to knock Naruto out of his chakra mode after 2 solid hits. In the anime, Naruto and Sasuke did a lot better than they did in the actual manga, but you have a rough idea of what 100% is, so 10% of that, now you got a good idea to start kind of gauging right there. So I like that we're getting that in the next episode, but ooh-wee, backing up a little bit. I love how this director, somebody who has said more than once, he is in tune with what the fandom says. He basically took this episode and said, like, yo, you guys do all this crapping on Cho-Cho, you guys talk about how you don't like her, I'm gonna make her the key to actually finding Kashin KOJI, and I freaking love it. That is a nice troll move right there, because you got this whole thing of there's a data breach that goes on. Kashin KOJI has taken out all the Jonins. He stole the data on the modern day shinobi, and then Cho-Cho's like, well, let's go find this guy. And as they're walking around, she's like, well, I know this information based off of TV shows I watch. When they actually get there, they actually find the guy's hideout. And even Kakashi is like, yo, you know, you're actually pretty damn skilled. I love that that was thrown in there because I've been saying for a while, those transition episodes didn't really do Cho-Cho the actual justice. I like that we see right there that Cho-Cho, she was able to find the hideout. Kakashi praised the character, and then he then turned around and praised Shikamaru. If you notice, the odd man out was Inojin. Get your weight up, family. But what I like right there is that you also get moments to where as they're actually chasing down Kashin, KOJI in the village and they're being outsmarted, you have these moments to where it's really a cat and mouse game between Kashin, KOJI, and Kakashi, because Kakashi was taking this as an opportunity to give Team 10, so Team Moegi, the opportunity to basically get learning moments. He's taking the moment to actually groom them and kind of let them take lead for a little bit, and then once he realizes, okay, they're gonna slow me down, that's when he starts playing the games on them. And we actually get small moments where you actually see Kashin KOJI's abilities. And I'm gonna say this, I'm not going to say what his ability is. I'm just gonna tell you, pay very close attention to his eyes. He's been shown using that power before. This is one of those times where I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious of the anime only fans, because I had people jump down my throat when I said that Ishiki Otsuki needed Kawaki's body, even though that was a detail that they told you in episode 204, where Ishiki says that Jigen's body can't use Ishiki's full power and he really needs Kawaki. Because a lot of people missed that detail, they said, oh, that's so quick and it was slipped in there that technically is a spoiler. So I'm just gonna walk that fine line. Even though Kashin KOJI's ability was actually confirmed in the anime, there's a chance that some of you guys missed it. So I'm not gonna say what it is until we actually get the Kashin KOJI versus Jigen battle and you get the opportunity to see what powers he's using. The other thing I found very interesting about this episode is when you look at the cat and mouse game between Kakashi and Kashin KOJI, it really kind of shows you that the director really implemented a lot of those elements of part 1 of Naruto, to where, just as Kashin KOJI said, a ninja must learn to see the hidden message beyond the hidden message. And that's what you essentially get there. So you have this moment to where Kashin KOJI begins to approach his hideout, which was very brilliant. It was hidden in plain sight, but it gave him the best view out of everything in the actual village. Well, you get this moments where KOJI starts to go there, and using that power that he has, Kashin KOJI says, okay, I'm being tracked by a shinobi in the air. So he then goes to the main street and he takes the opportunity to blend in. And by the time Cho-Cho and Shikadai get there, he's already on the rooftop and he takes the moment to flex on him. He's like, yo, he turns around, he looks at him, makes eye contact, and then this dude goes immediately out of sight. And at that point, they start chasing after him, and as they're running after him, Kashin KOJI gets down into the actual sewer, and essentially they were about to start continuing to actually look through the actual village for him. Kakashi says like, nah, he went down into the sewer. And that's when Kakashi's like, look, I'm pulling rank right now. You guys, hey, you did a good job. You're very skilled, but this guy is way above you guys at this point. And so Kakashi starts tracking this dude through the sewer. So now we're seeing Kakashi in full-blown Ambu mode right now. And what I like about that is that Kashin KOJI knows, like, okay, I got Kakashi behind me. I got these brats up on the actual street level. And so what Kashin KOJI does is he's using that ability and he's sensing where these people actually are. He's like, okay, joning at all the actual sewer caps. However, he leads them on another goose chase. And so essentially sends a shadow clone to the Thunder Train to make them think that he's actually escaping on the Thunder Train. And when they actually get onto the train for a second, I'm going, whoa. Did Shikadai actually put this dude in shadow paralysis jutsu? And I'm like, okay, if that happens, Koji's gonna break out of it. He's more than strong enough to actually break the shadow paralysis jutsu. However, as Inojin reaches out to actually grab him and take the mask off, that's when we get the revelation it's a shadow clone. And because it's a shadow clone, all that information goes to Koji. So now he has updated intel on where the actual shinobi are. Again, it's the hidden move behind the hidden move. This whole cat and mouse thing, I love that element of it right there. And I also love how when Shikadai reports everything, Kakashi says, okay, wait a second. So he's got a true objective, and that's when Kakashi just flexes on Koji in the most troll move ever. Koji's going for the scroll, and he realizes, wait a second, the scroll that I'm after isn't actually there. And that's when Kakashi is holding the scroll like, yo fam, I'm guessing you wanted this, right? And then Kakashi says, hey, that data you stole only had info on shinobi of the current era, post 4th Great Ninja War. You wanted information on shinobi from before the Ninja War. That's when we get Koji and Kakashi mixing it up and going back and forth at this point. I love that right there. I would have liked to see it be a little bit longer. However, once Kakashi pulled out the purple lightning, that got a huge pop out of me right there, because a full-blown purple lightning like he used on Koji, that's Kakashi's trump card. So I like that, you know, you see that and Koji's like, yo, time to get the hell up out of here. So again, that just shows you Kakashi saw him as a big enough of a threat level to use that. So I like that right there, and I like how the episode ends off with the whole payoff of the whole Kara Among Us thing. So Amato gets confirmed as being the one that's sus, and so does Kashin Koji. So it wasn't just one person among us, it was two. And I love that right there. I love that. And what's so cool about it is this is actually something from the actual manga. This is how you do transition episodes. You build up to stuff like this, and then you drop in the actual manga content. And what I like about this right here is that they actually were building towards this moment. If you go back to the episode when they're talking about there being a traitor in Konoha, and Ino was testing out that actual system for the sensory stuff, and Naruto's making the decision about whether or not to close down the gates or not. They were building up for this very specific moment. That's why I said those episodes post Kara actuation, I said, yo, these are probably going to be used to actually tie into manga content later on. That's exactly what they did. So I like that this director is basically telling you, do not skip the transition episodes, because they're going to be small moments that pay off later on. So I like that. And again, I like the fact that Amato and Kashin Koji are basically making their move now, and they're saying like, look, now is the time to kill Jigen because he's only at 10% power. So now we're going into the real meat of the Ishiki Otsuki revival arc, which is what this is called. So I'm so excited to see what's going to be happening going forward. So my question to you guys is, how do you feel about Kakashi getting that moment of shine? What did you guys think about the whole cat and mouse game between Kakashi and Koji? What does it say about Koji's intelligence level that he was able to keep up with somebody like Kakashi on the intellectual level? And then what do you think about the actual battle between Kashin, Koji, and Kakashi? Were you like me? Were you shocked to see that Kakashi whipped out purple lightning that quick? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until then. Have an awesome day, guys.